The goal of the Advanced Clean Fleets rule is to get more zero-emission trucks, so basically trucks that do not emit pollutants into the air, on the road by requiring a certain percentage of trucks purchased in the state to be zero emissions. This will include drayage trucks, dump trucks, delivery trucks, and other large vehicles. This kind of regulation is needed to help turn over trucking fleets to zero emissions and reduce the pollution that poisons our communities. We need the California Air Resources Board, who is the agency responsible for this rule but also regulations to clean up the air, to center the most impacted communities in their rulemaking and ensure that this rule is the strongest that it can be. This means speeding up the timeline for the fleets required to transition and lowering the threshold to include more diesel trucks. We are talking about lives that could be saved from taking stronger measures. From the ports to the communities along the freeway corridors to the communities in the Inland Empire, the San Joaquin Valley, and beyond. We are seeing more diesel truck volume in the freeways, but also in our streets. We need CARB to see our faces, to listen to our communities, and to take immediate action because our proximity to these emissions are cutting our lives short. Community-based organizations along the state are working together to uplift the stories of friends, families, neighbors impacted by diesel truck pollution.
My name is Paulette Bradley, and I'm a resident of Linwood and a member of East Yard Environmental Group. I've been in the community for quite a while. I've just turned 42 years I've lived here.
So my name is Nat. I am part of the CELA East Yard member space, and I live in Tongva Territories, or so-called the city of Compton.
I do believe that diesel trucks have greatly affected the community with pollutants in the air, that the trees do give us a little bit of help with that because there are odors that we have to deal with. And when we do get rain, you can see the residue that's washed off of our trees. And that comes from our roadways and our freeways.
I go to school in El Sereno, so I drive 710 every day and see diesel trucks every day. Yeah, and same thing, always seeing the black smoke and all the pollution, always reporting them too. I live off of reporting them. But I feel like as a community, we've normalized it so much. And learning and realizing all the harms that those vehicles, it's really, really sad. It's, terrible to, know all the stuff that they've done, and that goes back to environmental racism.
I'm affected by them without even being on the freeway. I do believe that on and off the trucks have affected me because I've had serious bronchitis. I had a public health nurse come to the house to see me, and that was really alarming to my husband because one year I had 2 attacks of bronchitis, and she told us that the area is polluted being close to the freeways and all the traffic.
And in school, I've done research and zines on the 710 freeway and on those diesel vehicles, and so I've been able to learn the long-term effects and then the short-term effects of those trucks. You go to other cities like Palos Verdes, Beverly Hills, you don't see all those diesel vehicles, and going back, it connects to environmental racism again. And it harms all humans, right? All of us, but it also harms our relative, from the plants to the water to the land. Even the birds, there's birds that no longer stop here at the LA, in LA because of all the air pollution, which some of that comes from those diesel vehicles.
I think that if we could get to that point in my lifetime, and I did notice a week ago that they're testing the trucks. They have the equipment out down at the harbor when the trucks leave there, that we should see an improved atmosphere. I was shocked to find out that young people in grammar school were having respiratory problems. I thought you had to get old like me before you start, dealing with bronchitis and asthma And so I think that if we get to that point soon, those illnesses will reduce. We won't have that going on.
For me, I guess what it would mean is to not have as many health problems and diseases. Babies not having health problems since being in the womb. Community members not dying because of all the pollution that we're breathing in. Not having to report all those diesel vehicles on the daily. Going back to those relatives, being able to see more birds and reconnecting on that level.
We have far too many ill people, and we need to look at the basic causes for this. And there's a lot of talk about healthcare and the cost and medications. Well, we need to get to one of the underlying causes of a lot of this that's going on in our communities. And if we don't address it, then we're just going to have more illness and more people with shortened lives. That's what's going on. We're shortening our lives living in this kind of atmosphere with the pollution. And we can't exchange health for dollars. Revenue is not the end. If your community doesn't live and prospers, then you're not making money. You're not going to be able to look at the bottom line. You're not going to have people around to buy your merchandise, is it, for me. That's the bottom line.
Just that these vehicles are really harmful. And I guess to acknowledge the power that they have to be able to change that.